For more than 4,000 years, the pyramids stood in silence, silent giants beneath the desert sun. Historians claimed they were tombs. Engineers still can't explain how they were built. And yet we accepted them as relics of a forgotten age. But what if they were never meant to be understood? Until now? One quiet night, with no warning, the ground beneath Giza trembled. Not violently, just enough to be noticed. And then, a faint light appeared at the top of the Great Pyramid. Not from the city, not from any drone or plane. It pulsed once, twice, then formed a continuous beam, shooting straight into the night sky. Local power grids flickered, phone signals dropped. Every compass within 10 kilometers spun wildly. And just like that, the ancient pyramid was no longer silent. It was speaking, not in words, but in something older than language. A signal, a message. After thousands of years, the pyramids were waking up. The very next morning, teams of scientists, military forces, and media rushed to Giza. What they found defied every law of history, engineering, and logic. Hidden beneath layers of stone, the Great Pyramid had opened, revealing a passageway untouched by time. The walls inside weren't carved. They were smooth, perfectly polished, made of a material no lab could identify. And then they saw it. In the heart of the pyramid, a device. Not bronze, not iron, it floated, suspended mid-air, humming with energy. It responded to brainwaves. Thoughts triggered motion. This wasn't ancient Egyptian. It was far more advanced, like something from another world. Symbols etched along the walls began to glow. These weren't decorations, they were commands. Some scientists whispered the unthinkable. The Great Pyramid wasn't built to honor the dead, it was built to power the living. A generator, a gateway, a machine waiting to be switched on. On the seventh night, just as the sun disappeared behind the dunes, the beam changed. It wasn't just glowing anymore. It pulsed, rhythmic, timed like a code. Satellites began picking up strange frequencies coming from Giza, bouncing across the globe and shooting out into space. Something was transmitting. Within hours, observatories detected an anomaly, a response, a faint signal coming from deep space, precisely directed back toward Earth. And then it appeared. A massive object hovered above Earth's orbit, silent, motionless, but undeniably artificial. It wasn't a ship, it was a station, a gate, covered in the same symbols found inside the pyramid. Around the world, ancient temples began reacting in sync. Stonehenge lit up. The Mayan pyramids shimmered. Even Antarctica showed signs of buried structures. We had always believed Earth was quiet, isolated, but we were wrong. The pyramids weren't just monuments, they were part of a much larger system, and the stars had just answered the call. As the gateway above Earth stabilized, something even more impossible began deep beneath the sand. Chambers that had remained sealed for millennia began to open by themselves. Inside, glowing obelisks activated. Not carvings, holograms, not echoes, consciousness. The pharaohs had returned, but not in flesh, in light, in data. Stored in crystalline archives, their minds were preserved like ancient software, now rebooted by the very machines they left behind. The world watched in silence as glowing figures appeared above the pyramids, speaking in languages lost to history. But we understood them. Not because of translation, but because the message was universal. We did not leave you behind. You left yourselves behind. But now, we return. And then, they showed us. Technology that healed without touch. Cities that floated. Power drawn from the stars.